Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, we're going to solve some interesting endgame puzzles.
Hello, welcome back to Tara's channel. Today we are going to do something very interesting and excited. You can see the first position on the chessboard. Of course, I don't think that black has a chance to win this endgame. Just a bishop is not enough, but white probably has a chance. I see two extra pawns, two passed pawns for white. And probably white can try their luck to promote one of them. Tara, what do you think? Should we try to promote with G pawn, or this plan is not good?
I think we should try to promote the A pawn because it's further away from the king.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, we can try to build a square. To draw a square to get to know if the king can stop it. Let's repeat how we should do this. So first of all, we have to count how many squares are till A8. Yeah, that square where the pawn gonna promote. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and of course we have to count the same like 4 squares, that direction where the king of opponent is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this is the square. So of course, if it's white's turn to move, the pawn gonna get to A5, and the black king doesn't have any chance to stop it. Yeah, so I don't think that we have to start with the white king in this position. So I think we don't have to waste our time. So we start with A5. So the square becomes smaller. Yeah, now it should be clear for everyone that the king doesn't have any chance to stop it. And the only chance for black could be to stop the pawn with a bishop. So let's think how black can try to do this. So Tara, probably I need your help.
Maybe they could try bishop to H6.
To H6? Okay, let's think. So if you get to H6, what's your next step? Where do you want to move it?
Actually, I think bishop to F8.
Yeah, so I think that the only chance to stop the pawn is to get to this diagonal, A7, G1. Yeah, so if we start with bishop H6, E3 is already protected by the white king. So that's why you're right, bishop F8 looks better. Yeah, so now we want to get to C5. It's also important to understand that probably black has to be very careful in this position, and black doesn't have any choice. So it's the only way to stop the pawn. Okay, so what can we do against bishop c5? How can we control this square?
We could try moving our king to D5.
Of course. So this plan doesn't work anymore. So how else can the bishop get to this diagonal? So now probably I think it's time for playing bishop h6, right? Okay, now it wants to get to e3. What can we do?
The bishop wants to try to get to E3 to try to stop the pawn from promoting.
Or also
So,
f4, yeah? Also try to get to b8. So we have to control both of the squares. It's important.
we could go pawn to G5.
So you mean that we don't play king e4, but let's think why king e4 doesn't work in this position. So I control these squares. The bishop can't get here. So, but probably black can just like repeat the position, and we're gonna waste our time. Now the bishop still wants to get to c5. We have to move the king back. Yeah, so we just waste our time and repeat the position. So it's not good for us. So you want to sacrifice the pawn. Interesting plan. Could you explain to me, please, like why do you do this? So what if the king captures? What happens?
Then you try to promote the pawn.
So it looks
And
like
now
the
the
diagonal
bishop
is
is.
blocked. Yeah, so and this plan doesn't work anymore. So interception or blockade. Yeah. So let's go back. Okay, but what happens if the bishop captures? What should we do in this situation? It still wants to get to e3 or f4 and try to stop the pawn. So what should we do for white?
We could try king to E4.
Nice. So Now I think I understand your plan. Because of the king on f6, the bishop can't get to this diagonal, right? So it's blocked. Okay, what can I try? I still have a hope to get to f2, and probably I have to play bishop h4. So how to stop the bishop from getting here? Or g3, of course, yeah? Because
Now
from
we could
g3, I can
try.
get to b8.
We could try king to f3.
So you control all of these squares and the bishop is not able to get there. So I think that black just has nothing to do in this position. Yeah, so let me try to move my king closer and get to d8 or e7 with the bishop. So what would you do? How should we play?
We just go pawn to a6.
Yeah, we play
And king
pawn
is
to
too slow
a6.
to stop.
Yeah, so as you can see, the black king is not close enough. It's not in the square, so it can't stop the pawn. Yeah, so a6. Okay, I don't know. Let me try this. I still have a hope to get to c5. Yeah, but probably it's too late. a7, bishop c5, and the pawn promotes to a queen, probably. Yeah. Okay, so very nice example. So I hope that everyone enjoyed it, and plan with g5 is very nice. Yeah, so interception blockade. So we are brave and we don't afraid to sacrifice the pawn. Yes, thank you. So now I think it's time to go to the next position, because we also prepared one more interesting endgame for you. This time we're going to play for black. Yeah, and you see that black has an extra pawn on the chessboard. It's not just an extra pawn, it's also a passed pawn. Yeah, so probably we can try to promote. But the problem is that white pieces are attacking the rook and the bishop, and I don't see how can I save both of them. But actually, I think I found a plan. I can try rook e2. Yeah, because if you capture the bishop, I take your bishop and the checkmate is very close. Yeah. So let's think if it works. Oh, I think it doesn't because I've just found an intermediate move for the bishop. I think that it's possible to make a check. So do you see this move?
This move would be bishop to a5.
Yeah, so bishop to a5. This move was checked. The king escapes. And then rook takes f4. And unfortunately, it's impossible to get to e1 because the square is protected by the bishop. Yeah. So we shouldn't start with rook e2. Okay, Tara, I think I need your help. So what ideas do you have? What can we try if we want to win this endgame?
Maybe we could try pawn to e2.
Pawn to e2. So it means that you're ready to sacrifice the rook. I think that in this position we have to discuss two moves. Rook captures f4 and bishop captures f2. What happens if I take the rook? What would you do? Do you think that it's still possible to win because you can't promote? So what to do in this position?
You can't promote now, but you could go bishop to e3.
What a
This is a
nice
better move than
pin.
taking the bishop.
Yeah, so you pin the bishop with a king. Yeah, if it captures, we just promote with a checkmate. Yeah. Okay, so what can I do? How can I stop the pawn? Probably just rook a1. Interesting. How to
And
play in
now
this position?
there's two different ways that we could capture the bishop. We could capture with the bishop or with the pawn.
I
Let's see
like
what
bishop
we
takes f2 more. So let's discuss it.
So then the king will move to h1.
I promote.
Now we'll promote. Now they'll take your queen. And when you take back, it will be a draw position.
Oh, really? Yeah, now I see this. Really, it's a draw position because the only possible way to win for black is to get the pawn on g2. But to be honest, I don't see how it's possible to do this. So white just has to hide the king at the corner because we can try to play this position, yeah, to make some moves. So when the king tries to get to f2 or f1 and attack the pawn, it's a stalemate. Yeah, So that's why we should be very careful in the end games, even if it looks like we have a winning position, we have enough extra material, it still could be a draw. Yeah, so that's why let's go back. Yeah, I think that in this position, of course, bishop takes f2 is the wrong way. Yeah, but you said about pawn takes f2, so it's the only right move in this position. Yeah, so then we just promote f pawn or e pawn, so it's up to you. And of course, position is absolutely winning. Very interesting variation, very interesting endgame. Okay, I think that we have one more variation to discuss. I think that after e2, it's still possible, instead of taking the rook, to capture the bishop. Yeah, so what is the plan? Rook f1 is impossible. Yeah, there is no checkmate. So we have to take the rook. Bishop takes g3. Oh, I get the rook. So is it a winning endgame for white? What do you think, Tara?
I think it's a winning endgame for black.
Wow, really? But the
It
rook is
depends.
pinned.
It depends if black goes king to c6, it'll be winning for black.
So this bishop, if it captures the rook, then you promote and of course get an absolutely winning position. Yeah. So, and I think it's not a problem to get to f1. Yeah, with the rook, then promote and just win the bishop. Yeah. So promote, get the bishop, and of course this position when black has a pawn against the rook against the pawn is absolutely winning. Okay, very good. Yeah. So yeah, very nice example, very nice position. Yeah, so nice example of a passed pawn. Yeah, so when we start with the 2, position is absolutely winning for black. So I hope that you understand all the variations, and like now this both of these end games are clear for you.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye!
Bye.